that bitch out, Mike.
Yo, welcome back. Return of the Mac. Episode 111, M.A.C, Moss, Andrew, Carl. We are back. Just the three of us.
Yeah.
What's
That was a
happening?
great pod last week.
It was a fun week last week.
I thought so. Pretty dope.
Like when we got some guests roll through.
Yeah.
It is. It's fun to mix it up. I said that last week while they were here, but it is. It's just, we, for the most part, I feel like we have a pretty good idea of like where each other is going to stand on a topic before we even discuss it. I mean, there might be some slight variances or whatever, but we know we argue so much with each other on every topic that it's just nice to throw somebody else in the mix a little bit. I enjoy that.
That's true.
Get a different perspective or something.
He ain't gonna listen.
Somebody
to
else
you get one.
disagree with what I'm saying. But it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit matters.
Right.
Never has for you.
No, I don't think so.
So what's up this week?
Back to fucking school.
Yeah, it is back to school, man.
It's back to school week.
Back to school.
Back in the mix.
Work is in full effect at this point now.
Yeah, back at work.
She's going to middle school? She was already in school.
Yeah, she in 8th grade this year.
Oh, okay, damn.
Sandusky, bro.
High school next year.
High school next year, bro.
Another level.
Shit's crazy.
Oh, shit.
Shit's crazy. It's kind of been up and down. You know, she been out. I kept her out of school all year last year, so she ain't been back since March last year. Some type shit. She was real nervous about going back this year. I mean, you know, as you should be. You ain't been around, been in school in a minute.
They ain't doing no virtual shit, right? Or it's something like you got to sign up for.
I don't know. I don't know if that's an option this year.
I didn't see the.
I don't think it is.
An option.
But yeah, everybody in there, everybody masked up. They're doing school like differently though. It's kind of makes sense how they doing it. Like they ain't doing like the 7-8 periods no more. They doing 4 a day type shit. So they split it up. You go to 4 on Monday, 4 on Tuesday. They split the classes between each day of the week.
So is it shorter days?
No, it's the same length. It's more time in the class, and they're keeping a lot of the same people in the same classes. So more students don't mingle with each other.
Now you have to stay with these same motherfuckers. That you don't
I mean, she said they mix it up a little bit, but it's a lot of the same people.
Imagine if you don't have anybody in your class that you fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like
and that's kind of how it was for her, because the first day she like hated it. She didn't want to go back. I'm like, yo, you gotta like. She was asking me, how you talk to people? She real like funny about communicating and all that. I'm like, yo, just give us some. It's day one.
Yeah.
Just give us some time. It'll be all right. You'll figure out what you want to do and all this. Day 2 was like a flip.
I was gonna say, like in a week she'll have like 4 best friends in there.
Day 2 was a flip. I guess she had a class with one of her friends that she already knew and blah blah blah. And now she want to do band again. She talking about doing basketball again. She like some of her friends do. I'm like, so I was right. I was like, it was the end of the world on day 1. Here it is day 2. Everything's great. You got your whole year planned out. like what's going on? I was excited about that. You know, so let's get that going.
Good for her.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my daughter's starting a new school too. So.
Where's she at?
On there, Yellow Branch, so it's close. To
Yellow Branch.
Yeah,
okay.
Close to the house and stuff. So
yeah, that's right. Y'all in the county now.
Yeah, I'm in the county now. So she's starting there, and she kind of nervous about it too, but you know, she's smart, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you show everybody you're smart, then they want to fuck with you anyway. You know?
Right.
That's how I go.
I thought it was whack how they doing the lunch now. Like lunch, they didn't kill lunch. Like you get to see all your friends that you ain't really in class with. Y'all sit at the table with each other. Now they gotta like sit with the last class they was in before lunch at the same table. I was like, yo, this is some elementary shit. I'd be pissed about that.
Table every day.
Yeah. Damn. With the class that they was in prior to coming to lunch.
Damn, that sucks.
That's whack. I was like, that's whack as hell right there. Lunchtime is like the time you congregate everybody you want to be with. Right. I thought that was whack. I was like, hey, but they trying to keep the kids safe, I guess.
We gotta move around,
Yeah,
I guess it's the new times.
Yeah.
I think all of it is so funny. Not just like school, but just any event or anything that you're a part of, because they're trying to, maneuver around COVID stuff. There's certain things that like, all right, well, we're just going to accept that there's going to be large groups of people together in these locations, but we'll just not have you change classes as much.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what they're trying to do and stuff. I certainly don't envy the position, but it's just funny that, like, we'll allow all of this, but if we just don't let them mix, it'll be okay. Like, there's going to be mad breakouts everywhere. It's going to be an inevitable thing.
It's going to happen,
but that's good that she's already getting comfortable. Day 2.
Yeah.
The longer classes, man, that sounds tough for the teachers.
Yeah.
Kids ain't got no attention spans.
One of the teachers, she said, one of the teachers said on my joint was telling them, like, yeah, we ain't even gonna do no homework like that. It's a longer class. If y'all can get it done in class, like, that's what that's the only reason you would have homework is to finish the work that you didn't finish class, but we in here for an hour. You should be able to do that. I was like, I like that dude. I like him already.
That's the thing about school I couldn't fuck with, man. I'm like, hold on, man. We got all of this time. I spent the majority of my day in this school. Yeah. And you give me work to go home with? Yeah. That shit don't make no sense to me. Yeah. Like,
that's what he was saying. It's like, it's kind of pointless.
Most of my life doing this work.
At the same time, this new teacher she got is like replacing a teacher that didn't come back or something like that got another job. And he's like a student himself. So that's like kind of his reason. He's like, I got my own homework to do. I don't want to have to be grading y'all's homework too. And I got stuff I'm doing. Like, oh, so it's kind of benefiting him to not have to give y'all extra work to do that. He got a grade.
I feel like that's a fair teaching strategy. I feel like all schoolwork should be done in school. I don't feel like, like this is where I can get the most help with it anyway. Yeah. If I don't understand something, if I do it at home and I'm just sitting here struggling, trying to work through it myself, and I feel like an idiot and I'm stressed out about it, staying up for 2. No, let's just do it in school.
Sometimes
for fucking 8 hours. I feel like that's enough time to learn.
Because us parents be like lost with a lot of that shit they doing. It's everything different now.
Yeah, it's like changing shit up. Yeah, parents don't even know how to teach their kids.
They don't do math the same. None of that.
They don't do anything. They don't even read fucking like regular clocks. What is it? Like analog or whatever. It's called.
Yeah, that's just done.
Like they don't even read them shits.
They hardly even write. They don't even have textbooks.
Kids are gonna be fucking stupid.
They all got laptops now.
But they're gonna be advanced though at the same time. Because I was thinking the other day, like the crazy thing about it, like it's so like when we're having meetings and stuff at work on these platforms like Microsoft Teams or Zoom and stuff like that. It can be very awkward at times, especially if people don't have their camera on, because you can't see anybody. So when somebody's speaking, you can get like dead silence and stuff like that. But I'm thinking kids now that are growing up in this kind of environment, they're going to know how to like socially work better in those kind of, you know what I'm saying, in those kind of things like Teams and just like phone calls, because that's kind of the environment there, or the things that they're going to operate with. They stay on FaceTime and shit like that. Like that's all my daughter does, and like she's like really good at like sending me shit through it and like doing different videos and stuff like that. I don't know.
I guess my daughter is the complete opposite.
Really?
Like she don't do social media. She hardly answers her phone. Like she already responds to texts. Like she only uses her phone most of to play games than to like what we want her to use it for. It's like weird. She's like real socially awkward type shit though. But she getting better with it.
Well, I'm just talking about it as a whole. I don't think it's gonna change it for like every single individual.
Yeah.
As a whole, I feel like they'll excel in those like platforms and stuff like that.
I mean, I think that part of it is true. Obviously, if you like spend more time in one area than another, like technologically, especially just having it your whole life, they should be very well adept at using it and stuff. So I think they will be better at that than any of the people before them. But I think like there's just
some people are antisocial still.
Yeah, but not even from a social. I don't know. Kids are just they're like handheld on everything. Yeah. And that we try. I think there's like a really tough line between like trying to help make things easier for people so that they can learn and be successful, and then like over helping and over babying somebody so that they're not prepared in the real world for something that
they're making them more lazy in a sense.
That was something that I think probably the original idea behind homework, like when school was early on, was probably so that you're trying to teach kids to be able to like apply what they've learned on their own. So I think the idea was probably like we teach you all this stuff in class, we do some practice work, and then you go and practice it yourself, and then we see that you're able to do it. Now I don't think homework is looked at that nowadays. Like now it's just, this is just extra work we have to do, and nobody will help me. My parents won't help me. Teachers won't help me. So like we try to figure out a way to make that a smoother
transition.
Yeah, a smoother thing in general. But I think that's like, stuff like that is things that I feel like kids are not going to be well prepared for in the future.
Possibly, but to me the concept was always dumb, because it's like, man, if I go, once I clock out at work, if they give me some more work to do, you're paying me for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, my day is over here. That's how I looked at it. You know?
I get that. I mean, that's how kids that don't want to do homework look at homework.
Like, that's kind of the structure of it. Like, I'm not doing no work, but I go home doing whatever the fuck I want to do, or, you know, shit like that. So
I think that's just learning, though, in general.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we don't want to do it. Like, when I got money as a kid, I didn't want to save it neither. Like, this is stupid. This is my money. But, like, as an adult, I learned from my kid days, like, okay, saving is important. You can't buy these. It's just part of learning. Of course, it sucks.
Nah, spend that shit.
Let's do all work at school. I think they should move towards that in the future. All work should be done in school.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What we want to get into today first?
Y'all have anything else about y'all's week? Anything else go there?
I didn't. There's not much going on right now.
Yeah.
Shit, I just did some
Same old
yard work.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
You know, my shit looking pristine, the best on the fucking block and shit.
That's the real homework.
Yeah, right.
That's the real homework.
That's homework.
It's real life.
I think we just found the title of the pod.
telling you.
That homework.
It's real life. You get home from your job, you don't want to do no more work.
Yeah, the work
But
don't
there
stop.
Still is more work.
It's a different type of work when you get home.
There still is more work.
This the shit I need to do. Not that you want me to. So big difference there.
Cool.
Yeah, so nothing for me, to be honest.
What we got this week?
So last week there was a lot of stuff going on. We had a lot of good topics that happened throughout the week. But we knew we had the guests coming in.
Yeah.
We didn't spend a whole lot of time. We did pretty deep dive pretty much into the verses. I don't think there's a whole lot more to say on that.
Yeah, we did the verses,
I don't
They
know,
still
I guess.
getting love this week. I like how the love is still like kind of going for them. That's dope.
Yeah.
Getting all
Yeah,
their
I saw them
flowers.
in Breakfast Club.
Yeah, it was a good interview.
When is that tour supposed to start?
I think it's September.
Okay. Like, how many cities they doing?
I think I heard like 8.
I was gonna say I heard 8, but I don't know why. So if you did too, it's
I
probably
think it's
right.
like 8 something right now.
Small, big,
Probably add
hit the
more,
big
maybe.
joints.
Just doing like the
New York City,
Down the coast,
LA,
whatever.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Hit like all the big.
Depending on how it go, they might add more if it does well.
Dope.
Yeah.
I saw them on the Breakfast Club and shit. So,
Yeah, that was good.
yeah, that's dope.
What's fucking happened? Did we talk about the baby?
What about him?
His apology.
Like the aftermath. That happened like the last week, right?
Yeah.
When all the festival shit happened and they started,
He
losing all
had
the
just
money.
issued an apology when we talked about him the last time that we talked about him. Like the apology.
No. That was after. The week before that, the baby did the one where he was on this video and he had that terrible apology. Then after that was when the festival started dropping him, and then he had put out that post of an apology. I think that happened after the fact.
I have no idea. Though.
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't know.
But yeah,
What you think about it?
I mean, kind of you can see it coming once you start seeing other companies or whatever that was doing business with him start to drop off. You see a little domino effect from other festivals falling in place of that. But it is what it is.
Choice.
It is what it is.
I mean, at that point.
And then he put up that apology, and then he took it down because people was hating on that apology.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. People are always gonna do that shit though.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck I even apologize for?
Yeah.
He ain't even gonna accept it. So I mean, he did all he can do at this point. He's
The idea behind apologizing is that you're sorry for what you did. It doesn't matter if the other person accepts it or not. We all know he doesn't give a fuck.
right. He doesn't give a
So
fuck.
that's why this whole thing is
Right.
stupid. It's
Right.
stupid that he said it. It's stupid that he apologized. It's stupid that these festivals are now canceling him when they've been on board this whole time. It's not the first time he said something controversial or wild.
Yeah.
The baby's a wild boy. You had no
dance to
problems
it at the
being
time.
him at your festival. It's just now is
Pick and
public
choose
relations
when they want to have morality over some
If
shit.
that was the lyrics and some bop in it or whatever,
It wouldn't
song
matter.
is, people would have loved it. It wouldn't even matter.
I'm sure he said worse than
Yeah, right. It wouldn't even matter. So.
Yeah, like even the last video when they was talking about how he was getting head and shit, it was like it's the hetero version of a Lil Nas video. Didn't you say that or some shit like that? The last video he put out,
I don't know if I might say something.
some shit like that. But it's like all his videos are like that. Like all these joints, he's either fucking something, getting some head, slapping some. Like it's always those scenes in his videos that he do that type of shit. So it's like, yo, y'all gotta accept all of the baby.
Nothing different.
Or
It is
just
what it
don't.
is.
But just pick one.
Right,
Pick one, stick with it.
but it is what it is.
I want to talk about this Tory album.
The Tory album.
Talk to
That's
us.
what I want.
You real excited about this? Did you hear the album?
No, bro, you can't. I didn't buy it.
I didn't hear nothing about it until after the fact.
Yeah, I saw him drop this little clip on YouTube or whatever talking about it. The NFT album or whatever. I forgot what the name of the actual album is. Let me see. But it's an NFT album, and NFT is a non-fungible,
Non-tangible too, something like that. It's not even like a real thing.
non-fungible something.
It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah. So I mean, it pretty much means it's like irreplaceable. Like this is like, I don't know. It's a collectible, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's like a collectible type thing.
So he drops it. I don't even know what platform he drops it on. It's called When It's Dark. It's called NFT.
It's through whatever platform offers NFTs.
Okay,
You have to listen to it on
And
there
you
is what I
have
was
to
just
buy
reading.
it. I think you have to buy NFTs with
Ethereum. Ethereum.
Okay, all right, got it.
Which is just a form of crypto. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. And he sold it for $1 a piece. Apparently, he sold 1 million of them shits in like 60 seconds or something like that. It was like
It said a
pre-orders.
minute. It said a minute.
Yeah, they were pre-orders. So I guess once he put it out, boom, it was gone. So he made $1 million off of it. And I guess at that point, if you bought it, this is yours to own. It's like owning a Bitcoin in a sense, or something like that. Like
Well, it's like owning an album.
right, but you get literally have it's like your rights to the music as far as what you can do with it at that point. Right, you can do whatever you want to it, and it's yours.
Yeah. Well, so it's just from what I was reading really quickly before we got started. The big thing is that there's a finite amount. There's
Right,
only
exactly.
1,000 albums, so
Right.
it's similar. I mean, it's not that much different, I don't think, to if somebody decided I'm only putting out 1,000 physical copies.
So it's kind of like the Nipsey version, but not with hard copies.
Kind of, yeah. That's
It's a new age type of
because that's
shit,
what I'm
right.
saying is if you just decided I'm only going to sell 100 physical copies,
Yeah.
you could do that as well, and it would have the same type of thing where you're paying a certain amount to get this. There's a limited amount of copies. Once you have it, since other people want it and there's only some, you could resell it. It's just a digital version of
Right,
that.
it's a digital version of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's like a dope concept. I've never seen. He's saying it's the first one, the first NFT album that's ever
I haven't heard of any.
I've never heard
before
of
this.
it. It seems like, and I guess the difference between doing the physical copies like that is that you don't have to pay for any of that. You know, it's a digital version, so you don't have to pay for artwork. You don't have to pay.
Oh, for
to
him,
get it.
for
Right,
distribution
right.
wise.
You don't have to pay for
Right.
any of that stuff.
Right.
So everything you do like that, he making every dollar. You know, like literally. You know, he doesn't have to split anything with anyone. Maybe the platform he housed it on or put it out on. I'm not sure about
I'm
that.
sure they've got to have
They gotta
some
get
sort of
something out of it,
incentive.
but I'm not sure. Maybe he's just dragging people to that platform. So that's the give and take.
It's possible too.
I think it's a very cool concept of how, especially an independent artist, can release music going forward, and like in the future. And I think to it, like I know Pop Smoke wasn't independent, but what if somebody like Pop Smoke or Juice WRLD had an album like that? Imagine how much one of those albums would be worth if somebody actually wanted the hard copy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Something that I don't know. Because I mean, I get that you can like create MP3s and stuff, but it's still only one true version of it, right? Like,
yeah, but so I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's poke holes. Let's poke holes.
Yeah, right.
Because there's at least a few that I think I've got, or at least would have questions on. So I don't understand what would be better about having the original NFT version if it leaks and you can download it somewhere else.
That's what
because it's just a song.
Yeah,
There's to me as a listener.
You kept saying like only you got it. No, 1,000 people got it, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can put it out. They can sell it themselves. Like,
yeah, that's
it
true.
Can get
so
out.
you could have somebody that buys it and that just says, "I'm just going to give it to other people for free. Here you can stream it, and then then it downloads, and then that would destroy any value of anybody that is trying to accumulate value off of it being a finite resource."
It's not like that. Remember when Wu-Tang dropped that one album
to Skrilla
for like $1 million or something like that? That dude bought it.
The government,
but it was just one of them. So it's like
the government
you got
owns
that one.
now.
Oh, for real?
Because
the dude got locked up. Didn't he?
They took possession of it like within the last month or so.
That's wild.
Well, I mean, you can do with this toy concept. You can do something similar to that, though, right?
That sounds like a similar idea, in that you're trying to think outside the box.
You would just shrink the amount that you're having available at that point.
Yeah,
I got 100 copies.
But like,
and now I'm gonna put the price up to this point, and no idiot's gonna. If you pay X amount for it, you're not just gonna give it away. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Right. So, but in this case, I think you'd be less likely to give something away if you're really invested in it.
Right.
So if you spend $1 million to get this Wu-Tang album, you're not going to just give it away because you wasted $1 million.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
If you spent $1 on this NFT, though, the risk is not there.
Right.
It's a win for Tory, and that's the person buying it is just music at that point.
You could possibly this is the first time it's ever been done, so it's basically a test run at this point.
Yeah.
It obviously went well for him. He made $1 million, worst case scenario, off of doing the album or revenue or whatever. But if it goes well, and then maybe he decides to do it the next time the way that Nipsey did, or you make it $100. If you've got high amount of people trying to do it, then make it a higher price.
What Jay-Z said, I got this unreleased album from 2010 that I'm gonna only put out 200 copies of it for $20,000 a piece or some stupid shit like that. And
Hov did something similar like that with Samsung when he dropped that what album was that?
He put it on that. People didn't
He just straight up sold it for $1 million straight out the gate, like it did $1 million automatically.
Right. I mean, a little bit of different concept.
Yeah,
because they just put the album
NFT
on
is
there.
a collectible.
Right.
So you got to sell that shit like an actual collectible, like artwork. And I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you got the same bag, you just sold it to a company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think it's different because people will treat it like, man, I own this.
Yeah, so
that would increase value over time.
Well, the difference is the possible upside.
Yeah,
with the NFT.
Right. Exactly.
If everything happened perfect, the demand goes really high, it doesn't leak, whatever, then you could be sitting on an album that somebody really wants, and the price could be unlimited. Where the Samsung thing, he got the $1 million up front, but those are just on the phones,
That's
and it's done.
To what Tory did, I guess, is he get the $1 million up front. This shit's going to be everywhere because it was just $1.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
People are not going to say, "Hey, this is super valuable" or whatever. But he was saying something about something that I guess he had released something similar to that earlier, and it was apparently worth a lot more. So I don't know.
I like how he's trying to maneuver around being blackballed.
Heck yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's very, very cool in my opinion, because that's what capitalism is supposed to be.
Right.
And that if somebody's not going to allow you to be a part of their platform and so forth,
find your own
platform. You can go find your own, and he successfully is doing so.
Smart move.
Super big on that. That's dope.
I mean, and the one thing is though, like these albums or whatever, it will definitely never be on like Spotify or.
They shouldn't.
There's no way to put it on there. I don't think.
It's probably there would have had to have been an agreement.
Yeah, it had to be something exclusive
before because the whole point of purchasing the NFT is the exclusivity. So if you as a customer bought his album for $1, and then 3 months from now he puts it on Spotify, it'd be like, yo, fuck this.
Right, yeah.
I guess maybe it doesn't.
I mean, it's still be a come up for him.
Yeah, well,
he can get on that and on the streaming side.
It may not need to be like contractual or whatever, but at that point, you shoot yourself in the foot. No pun intended. With Tory, shoots himself in the foot because you'll never have somebody trust you again for the NFT purchase, at least.
That shit would be dope.
This is crazy interesting. This is a great topic. This is a great topic.
Why don't more people do this? Like, I think he just like really kicked open the door.
Well, what other problems? What other problems can we come up with?
I don't know what
a lot of people ain't got that fan base is going to do that.
Right, Tory has a big fan base.
You would have to be established already. You couldn't be a new artist trying to NFT because there's not enough value.
That's almost synonymous with selling tickets to me. If you can draw your fan base to do something.
Right.
And on whatever platform that you want to take it to, that's a big thing. Like, you got a lot of call to action type shit going on. And what was I gonna say? I think it can open up the door for like legendary acts to do some shit like that.
Definitely.
Like on some exclusive shit. Like if Jay and Kanye want to put out a Watch the Throne as an NFT, that shit would go crazy. That shit would go crazy.
People would sign up for that shit and you wouldn't even be able to get one.
That shit would be wild.
You'd be pissed off about not being able to get one.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker, it'll be on like, you think sneakerheads or some crazy
The
shit?
resales would be crazy, bro.
You think sneakerheads are some crazy
I got that new Watch the Throne, bro.
You might can sell that shit for $500,000.
Easy.
To somebody. You don't know.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I mean, it would be just for somebody to say, I listened to it. There's motherfuckers out there that will blow money like that.
Yeah.
The leak aspect is the part that seems the hardest for me. Because even if it leaks, you could still develop a market of collectors. Mm-hmm. So even if the music is out there and as soon as the NFT gets bought, it leaks and then everybody has the availability to listen to the songs, you still could find a market where people are just collecting these NFT moments. Like if you've got somebody that has this Jay-Z NFT.
Yeah, it's always going to be
Michael Jackson, obviously that one's not going to be possible, but you start to build a collection, then then it can have value. But just from a pure listener standpoint, I can't see where there would ever be any benefit to me listening to music, owning it as an NFT or just finding it somewhere.
So this is
go ahead.
It's I saw that I was reading an article about this shit or whatever, and it's this platform called like Opulus or some shit like that that's supposed to launch here soon, where you can sell your music and stuff like that as NFTs. And the cool thing about this is once you buy it, you get royalties.
I was about to say that if it creates value over time, that's a different thing.
Then it's a stock.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Then you're buying a stock. Yeah, I'm like really honed in on me, a consumer. What would drive me to buy an NFT? And to me, the only benefit is being able to say that you have something that somebody else does.
You're just a collector.
And just on a personal level, that doesn't move me. So like, if I can hear the song, I don't care if I own it. I don't own half the music I have right now. You know, I'm not buying it anyway.
Facts, but you wouldn't want to like invest and get royalties off of like something like that.
Well, that's totally different. Like I said, then we're buying a stock. I'm thinking just the NFT portion.
All right, I'm just saying
I don't understand. I don't think I would be a part of buying them.
Gotcha.
But the stock thing, no, that would be dope. That would be cool if I could buy a song that I'm getting royalties on and it's an investment at that point.
There was some catch to it. I guess you had to like promote it or something. Like,
would you buy a Kodak NFT album for $1,000?
No. I mean,
would you do it for $100?
$100?
Maybe, yeah, probably so.
But you won't buy an album for $10 right now. Jesus Christ.
NFT album. It just depends on what it is. Like if I don't know, especially if I can pass away or something, she might be worth something. I don't know. You never know.
I still don't understand the NFT thing. I don't understand the drive to want to buy it. And the NFTs started to blow up, I want to say 6 to 12 months ago, at least on my radar, with sports stuff. Where the NBA NFTs, where it would be like a highlight or something. And
highlight.
I just don't understand. What am I supposed to do with this highlight?
You can do anything.
Yeah, but YouTube has it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna check out this highlight I got?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. That's the thing with any new craze, though.
Can't you get those other things taken down since you own it, though?
Maybe, but who gives a fuck?
I'm just saying, but then you can...
It's a block.
But nobody else can put it up but you. So if somebody wants to see this, then they have to come to me to get it.
Yeah, you could do that.
I have to come to my channel to view this.
Yeah, but
one LeBron highlight of, or imagine if it was something like the fucking D Wade and LeBron dunk or whatever, the famous picture of D Wade and LeBron.
It's all just like that now.
So what if you own that highlight?
Who cares?
I'm just saying.
You'd have to put in so much money to defend your copyright. It's not even worth it. It's just
you're not gonna make that much money from it.
It doesn't make sense. All right, so one of the what was the other hole that you had come up with? Pause.
The convenience of being able to just play it whenever. I don't know how the NFTs work. Is it like you got to listen to it on that source? Is that how you got to listen to it because it's exclusive or some shit like that? Or can you download it to your phone? Like, I don't know how that would work.
I think that's the idea. I guess you can do whatever you want with it when you have it on. I guess it only on that platform is like where the limited amount of them are. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I would really have to research this shit so much more. But I just want to buy something. I want to buy something. I don't know what NFT to buy.
Spend that shit, bro.
From what I read, it sounded like it was like you had to listen to it on wherever you had purchased it from.
Right.
But if it became a successful thing where NFTs were becoming more normal or whatever, you know how Patreon does with like the Patreon episode for Flagrant is only available on Patreon.
Yeah.
But there was a way that you could take like the Patreon code and put it into, like, for me, I use Apple for my podcast.
Oh, okay.
So I put that code into Apple Podcasts and now it pulls up and I can listen to the audio through there. So if it became successful, it seems like you could provide some sort of like coding that allows you to play it on Spotify, YouTube, like just yours. It wouldn't be shareable for other people, but
yeah, that's how they do the YouTube.
Conveniently makes it accessible for you along with your other music.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's how they do it with the YouTube. Like when you watch it on Patreon, it goes to a YouTube video, but you can post YouTube videos as private videos only certain people can see.
Oh,
yeah, you don't have to. They don't have to be open to the public.
So that may be a YouTube specific thing. I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool when they gave me a little code to use because I prefer just to keep it all with my other podcast. I don't actually watch it every week.
Right.
I think the idea is kind of cool to just have it where, like, art where the music doesn't have a price tag on it, in a sense. Like, it's kind of like a more pure form of art if you as the consumer could pay whatever you wanted to obtain it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Like when it resells?
Like a pay to play thing?
I guess I was thinking more like from the resale type of thing.
Yeah.
So usually album's going to be a default $10, $15, whatever you want to default the price to be. Where the NFT, if it gains in value, it could have a $500 value to certain people. I mean, I guess you could resell anything.
But this is another, I guess, a thing about the draw of being able to do it. That reminds me of going back to the Nipsey thing when he did his $100 album.
Yep.
He gave you the option, like you can go listen to it for free as a mixtape.
Yeah.
Like you can still go listen to it for free, but if you want to pay me $100, you can get that option too. People still did it. It just sold out quick as shit. But I thought that was dope. Like just giving people the option of who really want to give you that $100, or if you just want to listen to it for free, you can listen to it too.
I do like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why I like it so much.
People love options.
But there is something to I think the reason I like it so much is because, like, that's how my mind works in regular life. I don't want to force anybody to do anything.
Right.
I don't like to put pressure on even a friend to come out and do something on a Friday night.
Right.
Like if I ask somebody if you want to chill, I usually say it in a way like, yo, I'm just kicking it Friday night. If you want to play some FIFA, let me know.
Yeah, right. Facts.
But I don't like even saying like, yo, can you come be at this thing with me? I don't want anybody to feel obligated because then it's not like genuine. I don't want you to feel like you have to do something.
And it shows gratitude and appreciation for your fans that can't afford to buy your shit for $100.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. So I like the idea of if I respect you as an artist, love what you're doing, I can support you with this extra dollar amount if I want to.
Yeah.
Or if not, let me get the music. Like, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Our relationship is really a transaction.
Yes.
You make music I like. I want to have it.
There's a music site, Bandcamp, that does that, where you can post your shit and people can pay whatever they want to pay for your music.
Who was it that one of the Griselda albums was like that? Maybe it was like his Black Sopranos one. No, maybe it was Conway.
I think Conway did it, yeah. And that's a dope way to do it. Like, just give your fans the option. If they really love it, they can give you $20 for it, $100 or whatever amount they want to give you for it, or they can just download for free. Like,
yeah,
I think you can like set it to like a minimum amount. Like, you can put it like for $5 and they can pay more if they want.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think it would take for like NFT albums to be like regular practice? Or like, I guess.
So the other thing that we didn't talk about, because like I said, I usually look at everything from a consumer perspective, but I would imagine there's going to be a lot of pushback on it because you're really taking away a lot of middlemen, aren't you?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
there's no distributor
straight to consumer.
There's no streaming platform needed.
Right.
It's just direct hand to hand.
Hand to hand.
Here's your drugs. Give me my money.
Facts. That's what.
So I don't know. I feel like you could see some corporate pushback where they try to get
That's a fact. They're not gonna promote you.
This needs to be regulated or some kind of.
I mean, but if you're independent, it's just like
That's
right. Well, it wouldn't be on the artist specifically. It would be like on the overall
platform,
general of doing NFTs.
Gotcha.
We need to be in on this somehow.
Right. Facts.
Yeah, if you sign to a major, they want in on that for sure. They're not about to let you get that shit off.
Right, a major label's not
gonna
do that. Right, they're not gonna be able to do that. If they did, then they would really have to sell it for a crazy high price,
right,
in order to justify.
Or even then, because the labels are in business with the streaming sites, so they don't want to like fuck up their relationship with them, but not putting your music on their shit.
Yeah,
to put it on an NFT or something like that. So
I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know what would make it be like the mainstream norm. But I did say I do want this to be recorded somewhere. I did say this when we stopped the recording. I do think we'll probably look back on this conversation in a couple of years and we'll sound like idiots.
Oh, facts. Just from the ignorance.
A new technology that comes out, like all of we don't know what we don't know. So all of the discussion is like, this can't work, that can't work. There's no way this is going to happen because we don't know all the other shit that's going to happen over the next 3 years.
Talking about Bitcoin back in 2006 or something. Like, you don't know what the fuck.
A lot of getting laughed at.
Right.
A lot of getting laughed at if you were a Bitcoin.
Right.
There's a lot of nerds that's fucking millionaires now because they was right.
Exactly.
Imagine, man.
Exactly. Most of the millionaires are nerds that were in on something before everybody else.
I'm up like $20 in Bitcoin. Imagine the dude who's up 20,000. Imagine the guy
We've been
who's
been going good here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
About 500.
Yeah, that's just up.
I'm about $100 right now. It's looking good.
Let's go. This is a Bitcoin podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Imagine the guy who was on it early. That's what I'm saying. Like, is NFT Bitcoin? Is it musical Bitcoin? Is that what we're talking about?
I think it's possible.
It's possible that things could get to those heights.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering like what's stopping it, and that's what I can't wrap my head around right
now. The
now.
NFT thing, I think it's still a select few that's gonna be able to do that.
Right.
Like you still got. It's not like everybody can be in on just I'm gonna sell my shit on NFT. People need them streaming sites.
Right.
A lot of artists need those streaming sites. They need the eyes. A lot of people don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have a big enough fan base to where they can draw people to a whole nother situation to get your music from. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think so? I think, I don't know, there's probably somewhere in the middle. Obviously, you would have to be established artists of some kind.
Right.
You couldn't be a brand new artist.
Right.
But for a dollar album, I feel like anybody that's even like a mid-tier artist could get away with that. I don't think it would be that difficult. I could be wrong, but
fans are fickle, man. Like fans, a lot of people don't have the draw to move their fans from platform to platform. That's a tough thing. You have to have a real strong fan base to be able to do some shit like that.
You get to have somebody like go download it.
Like you really understand if
whatever
your
it
fans
takes
really
to
rocking
set
with
up
you
to even buy it. And most people be like, I ain't going through all this shit to do that.
Yeah,
I've had that happen with changing a platform altogether. But generally speaking, it's because I already pay for one.
right.
When Rogan or Button went to Spotify exclusive, I pay for Apple. So I wasn't going to cancel my Apple, pay for Spotify, or pay for both. But if it's just $1, because that was like the fee was too much for me.
Right.
The dollar album is the part that has me the most intrigued. Because for that, I would have.
Right.
Most people will
If you
sign
really
up.
fuck with that artist.
Yeah,
If it's cheap enough, people sign up. It's just like
if Rod Wave puts out a dollar NFT tomorrow and I'm aware of it, I would try it.
right.
I would try it.
I would try to get it right. Why not?
For $1, I just don't care. I'll try. Pause on this. I'll try most anything for $1.
I mean, look, seriously. I mean,
It just doesn't matter.
right. I mean,
The $10 monthly fee, I'm not going to switch. Like, this is crazy. I'm not switching platforms, but
and that's the thing is, if you make it cheap enough, people don't even care. Like, it's like with a gym membership or whatever, like Planet Fitness. Motherfuckers don't even go, and it doesn't matter because it's $10, and they like, oh, man, it's
exactly
$10.
the business model.
Right. It's the same thing. It's I'm gonna make it cheap enough to where people maybe don't care about spending it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's $2. I don't care.
Off topic, if you get a Planet Fitness membership and you stop going and you know you're just paying them for no reason, but you don't want to go in to cancel it, I feel like you should at least just, I guess if you went in, you would just cancel it. I was going to say they do like Pizza Tuesdays.
And just go there and sit.
You should just keep
I thought
the
it was Monday,
membership.
but
You should just
don't
keep the
matter.
membership.
Free
just for
pizza
that.
every Tuesday.
You get
for that.
4 free pizza nights for $10 a month.
I always thought, why don't
That's
like
funny.
if I was homeless,
That's
I
funny.
would get a Planet Fitness membership.
best
It's $10 a month. You can
24 hours
panhandle.
open.
It's open 24 hours. You can panhandle and get $10 a month to pay your bill. That's nothing. They got showers in there. I mean, they give you food sometimes, so you can at least count on that. I'm gonna at least eat once a week,
Every
pretty
Tuesday.
good. Every Tuesday,
Pizza Tuesday,
I'm gonna eat
fuck
pretty good.
tacos.
You know what I'm saying? So
Think about it.
I think
It's worth your $10 just off
you
the
gonna
food.
get in shape. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna get in shape.
You gonna get in pretty good shape.
That was about
just
what I was telling you about, like homeless people be renting U-Hauls
Yes.
for like hotels.
Yeah, you just.
I think that's a thing now.
hadn't
Like
heard
it's
that.
hard to find U-Hauls now because
Yeah.
people be renting them and living out of them
Yep.
and shit.
I hadn't
So
heard that
cheap.
until you just said that.
That shit
was
is
funny,
wild,
man.
bro.
If I mean,
So
it's
cheap.
like
you can rent a
you
U-Haul for $20 for.
got to find those type of life hacks. But it's some people I'd be like, man, you've been out here for like 3 weeks holding this sign. Like, bro, go to jail. You can commit a crime.
Some people do that too.
I'm gonna whack somebody over the head.
free housing right there.
Next person that don't give me $1 get whacked over the head. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and take myself to
Free
jail.
housing,
'Cause-
especially in the wintertime. Shit. I'm
Right.
trying to go up in
You
the
gonna be out here
cell.
sleep in the cold,
It's
nah,
warm in
bro.
there.
15
I'm gonna commit a crime. It's just no way. Like, yo, you might as well bust up a jewelry store, try to rob a gas station. You don't even need a gun.
Ain't
Just
got
tell
shit
them,
else to
just
lose.
walk in there,
Ain't got
tell
shit to
everybody give me
lose.
the money in here. Like somebody who call the cops on you, you at least do a few months. Tell them go to jail, get on your feet.
Get on your feet in jail.
Go ahead and go to jail and so you can get on your feet.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I never understood that.
I
never
sidetracked us with Planet Fitness. I
Yeah.
had a genius moment. I'm sorry, I had to share.
We'll see.
Oh my god,
We'll see.
you can't drop that pick.
That guy's getting cut.
Anyway,
Two or three
a little bit of a transition. What do you think? What do you think artists like Kanye could get on the NFT?
That's what I was saying. Oh, that should be crazy. Like a
Yeah.
legendary act to do some exclusive shit like that.
What if he-
And say if 3 Stacks say I'm
Yeah.
put out an NFT album?
Yeah.
That shit would go nuts.
That shit will go
That
crazy.
shit would go nuts.
The amount of
Especially
money
'cause he
that
had to
people
drop one.
spent to go to these listening parties that Kanye did for this album.
Right.
He should
Right.
just never release the album. Put that joint on an NFT for
But I heard he made $7 million.
$1,000 an album.
I heard he made $7 million off that last list.
How many copies?
I'm sure.
Off just merch sales.
How many copies would you have to do? Or how many copies do you think would it be?
I mean, the more you limit the copies, the more
Right,
you can
the
sell the
more-
price
yeah.
on. You do 100 copies at
Like 100,000.
$5,000 or something.
You can do 100,000 if you want to, probably.
Honestly,
for 100 copies, though.
Why not? Why not?
You gonna get 100 people.
Bump the price down.
No,
It's like
right,
selling anything.
I think they would sell out though.
Probably.
For 100 copies.
I think so, too.
100 people in the world.
People,
come on, in the entire
people love
world.
Kanye.
People fucking love Kanye.
It's different levels, different pool right there.
And it's some rich folks out there that, I mean, it would just be all like probably his friends buying it. People he knows.
Kanye got
but
people,
he knows 100 people that will buy
Kanye
his
got
album.
people wearing them big fat ass Gap bubble coats. Them just sold out the same day.
Really?
Yeah, that's one of his. That's
This
one of his
motherfucker
merch
is
joints.
fashion though.
Bro,
What,
honestly,
crazy.
like.
Do you think his album release listening party idea is something that could get picked up by other artists?
No, because nobody else can do that shit.
Nobody
else. Like you you didn't even hear about it. He just randomly like I didn't hear about it anyway. I don't know what.
You don't think? I mean, obviously there would be very few. I don't think there's a lot of artists.
In the arena?
I think Nas could do
A
that
fucking
for his
stadium?
album?
Nas,
Drake.
Maybe he not as
Drake,
big.
I mean, the
Maybe.
big names.
Drake,
I'm talking
yeah.
about the big names.
Drake, but that's probably about
There's
it.
no cost to you. Like you better pay whatever you're gonna pay the venue. But other than that,
I don't think.
everything was profit off of what.
Not even that. I don't think most artists would be as vulnerable as Ye to play unfinished album work
Right.
for an arena of people.
Right. Why?
Yeah.
Do you think they would finish?
I don't know. I guess it would just depend on the person.
I mean,
the artist.
they might can do something like that, but it won't be as big as what Kanye is. You know what I'm saying? Like how Kanye
people
is
do.
doing.
Yeah, like when you bring in the arena thing, it's like a whole different level
Right.
to sell out an arena in 2 days. Like, I don't think many people can do that, but people do
No, I
go
don't
listening
think many.
parties like
Right, for their
in
albums and
theaters
stuff.
or in clubs and shit like that.
Right.
People rent out places to do listening parties.
But it's normally just like a party. It's not where like people buy a ticket to come.
Yeah, it's like a
It's a
you really
party,
going to
like
a
where
party,
people
yeah.
just like,
Right.
hey, these are my friends. They coming to, you know what I'm saying, listen to
Yeah.
my shit. So, I don't know. Very interesting.
It is.
Did you did you guys watch the second one?
I haven't seen
I
any
think
of
I did. Yeah, I
'Cause
did.
I didn't watch that
did.
first night, but the second
I caught
one.
the second.
The second one. So he did this. When was the verses? That was on Saturday. A Saturday.
The verse was during the week, I want to say. I think it was a Wednesday.
Okay, so it was
So it was
the
the day
next
before-
day. It was the
yeah.
next day. Did it on Thursday night. They had it on Apple. I'm not sure where else.
Yeah.
Just streamed it, but it was just so interesting. It was just so interesting, like everything he
Yeah.
does. He's just wild. He's got the
Yeah.
dancers running around on the middle
Really?
of the area, like
Yeah, it was like a
kinda
theater type
choreographed
thing
a
this
little
time.
bit.
There's a whole bunch of shit going on.
At one point, like he's got a bed in the middle of this circle, and he's just like walking around, pacing while the music's playing, and he's rapping it to himself. It was just weird. It's just
Yeah.
mad interesting.
It just sounded better, bro. The music, though.
So I didn't hear it the first
That shit
time,
was
but the music
crazy.
did sound great. He flew the locks out right
Oh,
after
dope.
the verses
That's
ended,
dope.
and they did a song on the album.
With Jay Elect.
What was that? Them?
That was that
I
song.
couldn't remember who all
With
was
Jay
that.
Elect on it. I was like, that's a wild combination.
I don't know what to think with Kanye. Like, I don't even want to get excited. As I was watching it, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even want to get excited because we're not going to get this album at least anytime soon. But
Yeah.
everything he does, like, he just gets your attention.
Polarizing,
Yeah.
yes.
You,
it's
just-
that, yeah.
you can't help but not watch.
It just
Yeah.
sounded great. Does Kanye have too many features for you, Word?
No, Kanye can do whatever
He
he
about it
wants.
like 20 now.
Kanye can do whatever he wants, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
have we had that?
he's
stuff
established
before, like,
himself,
with,
yeah. He's
My
established.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and stuff.
What about that?
I feel like that was the album that he sort of started to change, in that his albums were like, he's almost the Khaled of the album. Like he was presenting
I
the
see what
song
you're
with
saying.
every song having a feature. He's more like a producer of an album
Right,
than
right.
a rapper that he was
whole
the first 3 or 4
right.
albums.
I honestly, I always said that's Kanye's best piece of work right there.
I think most people think that.
Yeah, I think it's
What, Dark Twisted Fantasy?
yeah, I think it's his best album. I think it's the exact merger of like his career of where the old Kanye meets the new Kanye. I think that's like smack dab in the middle. I think I've said that before, but I've always felt that way about it. It's I don't know, like I said, one of the best albums I've ever heard. Definitely, to me, Kanye's best.
Y'all heard the murmurs about if he's holding the album to release it the same day as Drake?
That was your favorite album from Ye?
No. Not my favorite. I think
I'm gonna say I don't know if this would be my favorite album.
One of the first two is my favorite. I think that one is most widely accepted as his best.
Oh, okay.
Like, from general.
I get you. Y'all just saying like, all right, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so good, bro. It's a
It was a great album. I just wouldn't put it as like my favorite Ye album.
Yeah. You like College Dropout or something? Most people
Dropout
say
is
that.
up there. That
Or Late
and,
Registration.
Late Registration.
Graduation's right there too.
I like Graduation.
It's hard
He
to
went full commercial with Graduation.
I can't pick through any of. To me, that's like an ongoing story to me. So it's just like
Different
I can
days.
just play it and all the way through, and I love all of that shit.
Yeah.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy is so fucking different. It's like, all right, this is where Kanye got on some different like shit sonically. Like he going to another level. So I mean, that's why I just set that one
808s
apart.
and Heartbreaks.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that's an all time great album, but I don't put it above My Dark Twisted Fantasy or any of the other his early ones either. Like I'm not gonna put that on before
the
that.
First two was,
you know what I'm saying?
The first two are the ones for
My
me.
Dark Twisted Fantasy, I could play that before those if I want. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know. I love it. I love that album so much.
Shit.
Do you think there's any merit to him possibly competing with Drake intentionally?
I was about to bring that up. What y'all think? I think it is.
Well, they've been beefing, right? Well, I mean, not
I
like
heard
that. They don't like each other.
There's no beef no more. I think they got a collab together on
Maybe.
one of their albums. One of them's gonna be.
He's separated from Kim, so
They
that's where like everything kind of started, I guess, right?
They had apparently squashed it like within the last month and a half. It
All
was,
right.
a little story. I don't think he's intentionally trying to compete. I just don't. It's just my gut. Just my gut.
You don't think
instinct.
Kanye is?
No. I think Kanye will lose.
I think Kanye's
doubt
been competing
Kanye
with Drake
ever
for the
would
last
think-
5-6 years. He's felt like he's been in competition with Drake.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
personally.
saying right.
Yeah.
I think that's true. I'm just saying I don't think he's waiting to drop the album until Drake announces. Which was that's what I was saying. I just saw a rumor out there that people are saying he's pushing it back because he wants to drop the same day.
Yeah,
Do you think? I don't
believe.
Yeah, I don't feel like
I have no
Kanye would
reason.
be that competitive with his music. Like, I feel like he's so above that at this point. To you know what I'm saying? Like try to jock for a position
I
against
disagree
somebody.
with
Like
that. I think he's still highly competitive with his shit.
Yeah, if there's,
I mean, I know
if
he's trying to make great music. That's all he's trying to do. I don't think he's out there trying to say, "Hey, like I want to have the #1 selling album." It's gonna do what it do regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's what his goal is when he's in the studio. He's just trying to make beautiful music, and when he put it out, it'll do what it. That's all he's saying. It's gonna do what it's
I don't
gonna
agree
do.
with that at all.
Type
you don't
thing.
sell out of the arena twice and try to not be #1 when your shit drop. Like,
well, I
you
mean,
don't do
I think he
shit
just
that
want
you doing.
feedback and stuff. I don't get that. I don't think that's the same.
My gut instinct is that Kanye's in his own world and doesn't know or care what's going on outside of it.
Exactly.
So I don't think he's trying to drop the same day. On the other hand, if there was ever an ego that could be coaxed into trying to go toe to toe with the highest selling rapper in today's time,
It would be.
Ye would be the one. He
That's
would
what
be
I'm
the
saying.
guy that could
I think
be.
like we ain't talking about this
his
ego rapper. We're talking about Drake right now. Like,
I think it would be a bad look. Or I think it would be a bad idea for him.
yeah, because Drake's gonna win.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think Certified Lover Boy would do in the first week? Probably 200, 175.
I don't know what the previous ones have done as a point of reference.
I don't think it did more than 175.
Nah,
I would think
Drake
it's-
is like closer up into the 300
What, the
range.
Scorpion?
I was thinking
Yeah,
like
he's
Maybe.
like the 300
Maybe
range.
you might be
Drake,
right.
yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I guess he is like
Yeah.
triple double anything that any of these other artists will put out.
It's a huge leap from him and everybody else.
you ready for this number?
What?
Double yours.
It's six?
6.
And then some.
Oh yeah, Drake.
Seven
Yeah.
In the first
He's,
week.
he's definitely doing $1 million in a
Does that
week.
say the first week?
732
Yeah,
first week sales.
Oh
of
my
Scorpion.
God.
shit is
All right,
different,
yes,
bro.
yeah,
It's different, bro.
Yeah.
Drake is the
I
most
was gonna
streamed.
say
I
750.
said I had a
and
7 in there.
He's not
Maybe
the
that's
most
what-
streamed artist
I had
of
a
all
7
time for
in
no
there.
reason.
I
Maybe
was
that's
gonna
why I
say
fucked up.
750, but I thought that sounded too high.
It sounds like fucking crazy, out of this world.
Yeah.
Out of this world.
Well, yeah, that's
And
what that's.
like think of that, and think that nobody could do $1 million in a week no more. Drake is the highest of the highest, and at 7:30 something. You know what I'm saying?
That's what makes it more impressive to me.
Yeah.
Is because he's at 7:32 when the other top notch acts will get to 2:53 maybe. Back 15, 20 years ago when we were like teens, you had Young Buck and every G Unit rapper going a million the first week.
Oh no. It wasn't not to go a million. I think Wayne was the first one to do a million in a week.
Not first week.
Oh, not first week.
Maybe I'm mixing up.
Oh yeah.
Because those guys all went platinum. I think that's what I'm mixing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they went gold like after the first week.
All the debut albums went platinum. For sure.
So that's my fault. It wasn't first week. I was getting that mixed up.
That first week, it was like, damn, a million in a week. You went platinum in a week?
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Yeah, crazy time.
Hard copies, too.
Times have changed. Wild stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Ye could still do about 5, probably.
Yeah.
First week.
He's
might be lower than that.
declined every album.
It's been gospel albums.
I think this one will do better than his last 2 albums.
Over the last, 6.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of natural.
I wish I had the screenshot of it, but with the exacts. Yeah, I mean the decline is expected for
anybody. Michael Jackson had a fucking decline.
The decline when I saw it actually written out, I was just shocked.
Michael Jackson sold 1 million in a week. He was shocked. He was like, "I've never done this bad before." He was shocked.
That was bad.
Going platinum was bad. That Rock Your World shit or something like that.
Going platinum was bad.
It went like platinum, like 1-time platinum or something like that in the first week, and it was like his lowest album sales ever.
That's wild. It shows you levels out here, man.
Yeah. Or something like that. I don't know.
Die to have their album go platinum once.
Yeah, right.
And you said he
just
was
once.
ashamed of that shit?
Ashamed.
The Life of Pablo was 90,000.
Ew.
That can't be right.
That's nuts.
That can't be right.
90?
Oh, that's still pretty good. I mean,
like
not
that
for
was like-
Kanye, I guess, but
Y'all know how
wait. It says that it does say 90,000 first week, and then it has the asterisk and says The Life of Pablo was only available on Tidal its first week of release.
I remember that.
So 90,000 is really good.
On
That's
one platform.
that's kind of big though.
Yeah. So he probably would have tripled that if he had him on all of it.
Oh, easily.
The album Ye, which was the 7-song album, that one went for 208 first week.
Okay.
So
and that's
That
huge
gives you
for 7 songs though.
Jesus is King 264. What did you say the amount was that you thought he could get to?
I said 5.
Yeah, it's probably still high, maybe 3.
Yeah,
is what I would have said.
Yeah,
now that I know those numbers.
Right. Yeah, I mean that sounds like it. Right.
Yeah, you're not that far off actually.
All right. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, all right. Well, that's enough Kanye. Enough NFT. We've had a lot of Kanye in the last 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, man.
He's just been in the news.
Stringing us along.
He's the guy.
We're never getting
That's the
that
man.
out.
That's the man. So.
Wack 100, Tekashi 69, DJ Academic's first podcast episode.
It's lit.
Like 10 days ago or something like that. Yeah, actually it is. It was the 4th. I remember you saying that. And I was mad it took so long.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you.
Wild, man.
Do you want to? You tell me. What do you want to start with?
I thought it was a very interesting conversation. Of course, they never got anywhere. The entire 3 hours, it was just talking in circles.
A lot of spinning.
Can I just say that Tekashi has got to be one of the most annoying people to ever
He's
talk to
obnoxious.
in the world.
Yeah,
That's facts.
Jesus Christ.
You can't have a real conversation.
He doesn't stop talking. He just yells over you. You ask a direct question. He answers some right field.
he starts telling a story.
That's totally not related.
Boom, look.
Oh
boom.
my God.
So I'm gonna get to that. It's one of them people it's really a yes or no question.
Like,
But you want to do,
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. So I mean, of course, they had it. It was pretty
X
entertaining.
podcast. He didn't say 2 words the whole 3 hours.
Just sat there.
He didn't have to say anything. The only thing he said was all right, let's get off of Dirk. All right, let's get off of 21.
He's like the referee in the middle of this shit.
Right, that's pretty much it. And then they never got off of those people. Tekashi had a point that he wanted to get across. I would love to see what happens when him and Dirk run into each other at some point, because he really been talking some big shit about Lil Durk.
Man.
Big shit about Lil Durk.
Yeah, but the thing is, first of all, he gotta give act like half his royalties or something at some point, because Act just keep putting him back in the spotlight. Yeah. Every time you think he gone, Act will pop his ass back up again. But
he really did disappear for a while.
He did. He did
6 months or whatever.
But Ack is the only person who can get those two people in the same room together.
That's true.
He's the only person who can do that.
That's true. My thing is rappers don't fall in the trap with Tekashi, bro. He wants you to keep going back and forth with him. He wants you to fall into the trap. Ignore his ass, bro. That's the best way you can deal with that. Don't try to go fight him, set up a fight and all that shit. Why? What would be the purpose? What would you win out of whooping Tekashi's ass?
Well, that's
I agree with you.
Well, he's supposed to have a couple fights. You know, that's kind of what Blueface want to do with him. They trying to monetize it, of course. They trying to get some money off that.
He's grabbing for straws out here right now.
21 said that they gonna set it up. Well, they had some talks about setting up a boxing match or something like that.
Oh no! I thought Wack said he gonna smack the shit out of 21 when he's saying.
No, all right. So this is what happened. All right. So after this, Tekashi was going at all of these rappers. He was going at Dirk. He's going at 21. Even though Act said on the pod 21 don't have a problem with you, but it didn't matter. Tekashi still felt like he had a point to get across.
50 times.
You're right. It didn't matter to Tekashi.
Don't go there.
It did not matter to him at all. But
he gave up on saying Tekashi.
Yeah, I gave it up. I gave up on that shit. I ain't want to try it no more. But
he said 6'9", bro.
Yeah, 6'9". but all right. Where was I going with that?
No clue.
Him and 21.
Oh yeah. So what happens on Clubhouse is Wack. You got Wack 100. You got Tekashi, and you got 21 Savage on Clubhouse. I think Axe on there too. So it's a bunch of other people. You know how these Clubhouse fucking chat rooms be or whatever.
I hadn't seen Clubhouse in 6 months.
Yeah, I thought it was dead.
This came back down.
This
shit's a big deal now, I guess. So I mean,
shout out to Ack again.
Yeah. Everybody's
love out here.
Everybody's back on that shit. So they're talking or whatever, and Wack told 21, he's like, man, I heard that you had something to say to me, nephew. I thought we always been good and all of this stuff. You're a real good dude when I meet you or whatever. I heard that you had a problem with me. Let's talk about it. And 21 was like, I think you lame.
I
called you lame for sitting down with a rat or something like that and talking to him or whatever, or doing an interview. You ain't supposed to have nothing to do with a rat or something, blah, blah, blah. And Wack was like, all right, well, look, I'm a little bit older and y'all use words a little bit different. So what you mean by lame? He's like, so just tell me what you mean. And so he went on to elaborate or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I guess things just kind of escalated from there. Like, Wack's Wack said, well, won't you talking to 6ix9ine on the phone? Like, y'all had like a 30, 40-minute conversation on the phone. I did an interview with the man. So what make it different from, like, how am I lame and you not lame? So now you just tossing this around, and now, I don't know, 21 said something back, and Wack just lost it after that. Said he'll beat his little ass. Like, you lighten the way. Just a whole bunch of old head talk. He coming at 21 with how he gonna fuck him up or whatever when he see him. And I don't know. It's just to seem to escalate on a lot of ends.
21 on Clubhouse is my favorite.
Yeah, he's pretty cool,
my
dude.
favorite version of 21.
Yeah.
I don't remember everything that happened, but back when
during quarantine.
Yeah, back when that night exploded on there and everybody was getting into it. 21 was so funny on there.
They were talking about Act.
It was when Act got on.
Yeah, that was that war in Chicago shit.
Do you think he has a point?
Who, Wack 100?
Yeah.
I think, you have no leg to stand on. If you're talking I don't see how you can talk shit to Wack for doing an interview with 6ix9ine if you had a conversation with him and y'all was talking about setting up a boxing match and all of this stuff. I mean, you talked to him for 30, 40 minutes. The
conversation was.
They talked to each other for 30, 40 minutes on the phone.
I mean, I don't know what it was, but it stemmed from Tekashi talking about 21 using some image of him using the rat in one of his videos.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I get that. I get all of that. They said that on the podcast. Yeah. But I'm saying, how can 21 say something about Wack 100 for doing the interview or doing the podcast and you sat and talked to this dude on the phone. I don't know what the exact difference is.
It wasn't public. It's a different thing when you look at the public and private situation.
Yeah,
he called him to address something that he said about him
for 30 to 40 minutes.
I mean, it don't matter how
y'all
long
talking that long.
You see how Tekashi is in the conversation. I'm sure he spun the whole shit along during the conversation.
I don't know. They said they was talking about setting up for the boxing match and stuff like that, and all of this shit too. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I see why Wack would be offended by it. Like, well, how the fuck you gonna call me lame and you doing essentially you sitting there talking to this man on the phone? I don't know. I don't know.
I see a little bit of both sides. I was gonna say the same thing Moss did. I think 21's perspective is when you sit down on a podcast like that, you promote him.
Yeah.
So I think
it's almost like you're a supporter of him.
Yeah, it's like a supporter. I think that's his point, which I think it kind of makes sense.
What about the boxing match though? Ain't that promoting them too?
I don't think that's real. You think they're really gonna fight?
No, that's what they said that they was talking about it.
Tekashi keeps saying he won't box it back. 21
was on Clubhouse, and that's what he said that they talked about. He said that was one of the things they talked about.
Okay.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It seems hypocritical if you're viewing it that way. But I mean, should Wack went off on him like that? Probably not. I mean,
it's a different look than sitting down having a conversation with this person that
he called him a fake ass.
People ain't got respect for and stepping in the ring and ready to whoop his ass. You're not promoting this guy by trying to say I'm gonna whoop his ass or something.
It's still promotion. Y'all selling something together.
In a sense,
y'all doing this shit together. He using you just as much as you using him.
Yeah,
it's still promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like you in business with this guy.
The look don't look supportive though.
Yeah, if he called and they really talked about this boxing match for a half an hour, I think that's very different. No way I could prove any of this, but what I heard when I listened to that clip of them talking to each other, I got the feeling that it was 21 calls to give him warning shots, like don't fuck with me, don't mess with my name, and they screamed at each other for 45 minutes. That's what I assume happened, but
maybe. I mean, apparently they talk business at some point, you know.
Maybe, and if that's the case, if he calls and they're talking business, then I understand what Wack's saying.
Right,
we're both talking to each other, or talking to him. I thought the biggest takeaway I had from all of this stuff was Wack 100. We know who Tekashi is. He's funny and is going to be entertaining every single time. I'm going to watch every time he does some podcast stuff like that. But I thought Wack was super interesting. You had mentioned in the chat when we were talking about him that it reminded you of Glasses Malone.
Moses.
And I know exactly what you're saying.
He has some wild takes every now and then.
I think he's interesting because he's not afraid to like call it how he sees it. As far as like he was calling out the gang stuff.
He's not afraid to go against the grain.
Yeah. He was like, I think some of these dudes in the gang were bullshit the way they were handling this, and they were completely in the wrong. So I respect somebody that's like willing to call it like that, but at the same time, he's like such a semantics bullshit type of arguer too.
Yeah,
and that's what Ack was saying, that they're the same.
They're
person.
The same, right?
You ask him like one really set question that has two answers, and he figures out a way
to get out of it.
To ask it a different way where there's a third answer, and it's like, yo, this is bullshit.
And like, you end up answering the question at that point.
Yeah.
You be like, okay, so that's your answer then. You be like, oh no, you didn't answer me. I answered myself. What's going on? He's one of those type of people. But that's the shit that he's going through now, as far as what you were talking about. Like him going against the grain and shit, or that's created more problems for him with people who are street or blood or stuff like that because of what he's done, or sitting down with Tekashi and agreeing with him in certain aspects. Or really, the thing that's blown up is the Jim Jones shit.
Tell me about that, because I didn't hear much about that.
So this expanded and went on Clubhouse. Tekashi was talking about like, he don't understand how Jim Jones was the only person, when this whole indictment or whatever came down, these RICO charges came down, how Jim Jones is the only person that wasn't touched by it. When he was on the recording, he's on the federal recording or whatever, saying that how they should hit Tekashi or whatever, like saying like right, or how to get him away from his security, or something like that. Pretty much laying out a whole plot on how he would do it. So Tekashi was pretty much saying like, hey, they got this shit on wiretap. We'd all
tried to
heard
snitch
this
on him too. He brought his name up when he was snitching.
Yeah. I mean, he said we all done heard this or whatever. Why is Jim Jones not the only one, in trouble for this? And Wack was saying like, or people were saying like, hey, Jim Jones ain't. People in the room were saying, hey, Jim Jones ain't here to defend himself, so we shouldn't be talking about him. And Wack was just like, man, that shit on the internet, like, there's nothing to talk about, like. Tekashi right. I mean, we can pull this shit up right now and listen to it. Like, it's not like he say she say type shit.
Why he ain't get locked up ain't there.
Well, I'm saying he's saying
of him saying
the
that
recording
shit.
is on the internet, and to Wack was pretty much saying that anybody know that the shit that he was saying, that's conspiracy. Like, that's a charge. You can't be talking like that on wire. Like, so there's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? They had this conversation, or like all these other conversations that leaked out about robbing Tekashi, or when Shotty was talking about how they was gonna do what they was gonna do to Tekashi and how they was moving and stuff like that. They used those in court cases, and people went down for all of that shit. Tekashi just brought that shit up and was like, Jim Jones should have went down too. What's up with him? And I think it's a fair question to ask.
The question is, did they do it though?
It was an act carried out.
Act on what he said,
or something like that. Yeah, I think it was an act carried out.
I don't know if that got carried out because they was trying to kill his security or some shit like that. Like that's what he was appointing them to do, that to get to his security. If they didn't fulfill in that, then it's kind of like no case. If it didn't happen, it's another thing to have a conspiracy to talk about something that happened, and it happens that you didn't get charged. But
conspiracy is a charge, though, right?
Yeah,
can't that be a charge?
So you could
conspire to doing something. You don't always have to act it out. If I go and
you had conspiracy to rob a bank, but you didn't actually rob the bank. But if they had found where you have proof that this is what the plan,
you would go down for that.
Charge. But I mean, I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not either.
You're right, though.
Right. Because it's just like I guess you got to actually do like the hand-to-hand exchange and stuff.
Well,
like if you pay,
if you murder is a completely different charge than a murder charge.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a different charge, but it's a charge in itself, though.
Yeah, that's
all I'm saying. Like, it is a charge. So that's all Wack was saying, and now he has a huge problem with. Jim Jones, of course. Spoke out about it, but he ain't really like get into the particulars. He was just pretty much saying like, don't listen to Wax. He's a bitch and all of this. Nobody, once somebody start like going against you, they just like discredit you. Because I'm sure if you like heard anything Jim Jones was saying about Wack 100 2 or 3 years ago, he would have said that's a real nigga. He an OG, super respected. But now
you heard that?
I'm just saying, I haven't heard anything, but I've never heard him go against them or anything like that before. Or really, all these people that are coming out now that are calling Wack 100 a bitch, never heard it before. And it's just because I feel like, I guess they feel like he on the opposite side or something. So now they try to discredit everything that he's supposedly done in the streets and stuff like that. Or try to like make it seem like he not real now just because he done sat down with Tekashi.
I mean, it's just like, people fail to understand. Well, first of all, it's a lot of people talking about street shit that ain't in the streets. So that's like, you're going to be off and shit anyway. But from what I know, being in the streets, there's no such thing as like a credibility. You done did some fuck shit to somebody or some people. If you in the streets, it's like there's no way around it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like it's not like you playing a fair game when you in the streets. You in the streets, you gonna do some reckless shit. You gonna fuck somebody over. You gonna rob somebody. You gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Shit gonna happen where you gonna rub people the wrong way. So I don't think it's like because you was a solid street dude for however long that people ain't gonna ever feel some type of way about you. Or people never gonna speak about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that. Of course, you're gonna have enemies.
Yeah.
But we've never known that to be Jim Jones. That's what I'm saying. Like,
if he had no reason to say nothing about it, I don't think he would just be saying nothing about him. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not. But
apparently, they brought his name up and try and make it allude that he's a snitch.
But I mean, Wack 100 has said like, he said like, no, me and Jim Jones tight, we cool or whatever. He said that in the clubhouse or whatever. So I'm sure Jim Jones would have spoke highly of him. 2 years ago or a year ago versus till after now he all types of bitches and he ain't never done this and he ain't respected over here and stuff like that. But it's like, well, y'all was probably cool before. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, my thing is, I ain't gonna write Wack off from getting all this backlash from people. You should expect that when you're sitting across from Tekashi. Somebody that most people is not fucking with these days. You should expect this type of backlash. So I feel like he's like defending something like on some like, no, what y'all mean? Y'all got a problem with me doing it? Like, you knew people was gonna have a problem with you sitting with Tekashi. Like, you are a well-known Pyru, dude sitting next to a rat.
Right.
There's gonna be conflict with that with people. Like, you should expect that already. But whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. What do y'all think about Tekashi riding around or going around with no security? He apparently fired a security back in February.
I had said a while back the same thing that Wack said, that Tekashi wants to die.
Yeah, that's what he said.
As a martyr. That was. I wish I knew more around the time frame of when I think that's clear. He knows he's not going to last a long time. Right. So if he can continue to troll and go out in some crazy situation, I think that in his head he sees that as the best way.
Yeah,
because it's not. You can't say it's smart. He certainly is not smart.
Definitely not smart.
Security. But I enjoyed. How I feel about all the street stuff. I think it's silly. So outside of enjoying Wack's point of view, I thought Tekashi, as stupid as he looked the entire interview, I think he made some valid points in showing that this street justice stuff that is talked about in rap is not really followed to the T for all parties.
Fact.
The fact that people are mad at Wack for sitting down with him and have been going at, or at least publicly, going at Tekashi for a really long time. I don't understand the two of those being a thing. If they're the gangsters that they say that they are, and this gangster code is he's a snitch, then I would have expected some of these dudes to actually go try to assassinate this young man.
I don't know. I don't think that.
But just getting mad every time he speaks, and when people talk with him, I don't understand.
Like when people bring up this street, it's not like an across the board thing. Like, just because he snitched on these people does not mean every gangster in the world should try to kill him now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't got nothing to do with that situation. They might not like him because he's a rat, but they ain't trying to make a hit on him because he did that to them. They don't know them.
They don't care at all.
Ain't no connection to nobody.
This motherfucker living in LA now. The people that don't like him are from New York.
Right.
They probably can't even get
close to him. They
probably can't even afford a ticket to wherever he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, You heard how he was talking about how the people was living before he got there or whatever. Like,
it was down bad.
It was down bad. So he don't have to worry about running across these 100 people, or most of them locked up, maybe 3-4 people. Right. He'll never see these people again.
Right.
I agree with what Moss said earlier about you got to just ignore this dude and not give him no attention. But I don't want to see every rapper and their brother. Every time Tekashi has something to say, there's a whole gang of people that are up in arms over what he has to say that are gangsters. In my opinion, this would be stupid on a personal level. But if you're these crazy gangsters that always has something to say about what he does, it's weird to me that nobody is moving on him. He comes at somebody every single day. And to me, that's what Wack said. To me, that's what Wack said.
Honestly, right. It's weird to me that, like, Meek Mill didn't punch him in his face. That was weird to me.
At the end of the day, it's still idiot. Because once you do that, once you attack him, once you shoot him or do anything to him, you fell right into it. You already know he a snitch.
You can punch somebody.
Y'all already publicized y'all going back and forth. They know you associated with it. Like, you're putting it on display of you doing something. So if you act on it, you're getting locked up.
Right, but if you're not gonna do anything to him, then why are you getting back and forth with him?
Right, I mean, yeah, you're right. You should ignore him. You should ignore him. But everybody can have an opinion these days. It's the internet.
Man, Meek should have bopped Tekashi right over the head, dog. There's just no way.
It ain't worth it.
Yeah, we had that talk.
We had that talk. I was just saying.
We know where we stand.
Run up on me.
Level, it's dumb. It would be dumb to act on that. I'm a gangster tough guy. I don't know how you don't, but it's not my vibe. So what do I know?
People are millionaires. We're talking about, man.
This is true.
They ain't living in the hood no more. They ain't living.
All right, bro. I'm just saying.
They tell us they are.
I'm just saying. It would have been bad for the boy.
Yeah. I don't know.
What else?
Maybe you feel different if you was a millionaire taking care of people around you. Probably wouldn't want to risk that on Tekashi.
If I was a millionaire,
For the simple assault,
I'm not getting upset
first of
on
all,
somebody's Instagram.
For a simple assault, that's
After you
not
just got off probation for 10 years.
maybe.
Like,
but
they waiting on you to fuck up again.
But this is for somebody who came running. I thought I was under attack. If my lawyer can't prove that, and you get a fucking new lawyer, this guy ran up to me. I can prove he's going to get bopped in the head. I didn't seek him out. He waited outside for me for a confrontation. So that's self-defense. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Meek, you're looking soft, brother. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're looking soft. That's not a good look for
I get it. You hate everything he does.
Nah, I don't.
So
I don't, bro. But we can change the subject. What about some new music, man?
What we got?
What about new music?
Did y'all listen to that whole King's Disease too?
Yeah.
Y'all fuck with that?
I like the album. It's really good.
It was solid.
I mean, I really love that. My favorite song is the one with the Future samples. For real. That's my shit. I love that shit.
40 side.
That beat goes.
Yeah. 40 side. We used that last week.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite song on there. But I mean, it was dope. All the features were really cool. I like that he brought Lauryn Hill back out. You know, the best female rapper of all time.
She barred that shit up too.
Yeah.
She barred that shit
the best female rapper of all time, hands down.
I thought it was a dope thing just seeing like the clash of like generations when you go from like the Lauren features to Charlie Wilson to Blast.
Yeah,
it's like you touched all bases of generations within 3 people. It's wild.
I was hype, hype for my man Blast.
Yeah,
continues to get a lot of attention. It seems he seems to be
he's a good artist,
growing. So
he's a good artist.
Really random to see all of the work that I know from him is either his solo work with M.A.C or with Bino. It was all West Coast. Straight West Coast. I was just super shocked to just see him on a Nas album. I'm like, hey,
like the new cool. Nate Dogg out here, killing it.
Hey, that would be fire.
There'll never be another Nate Dogg, dog.
It won't. But I'm just saying.
Stop. But he dope. He like that. He cool.
Yeah, he ain't there. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Stop.
It makes sense.
Relax yourself a bit.
Come on, Mr. Potential.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Mr. Potential.
I was thinking. I'm not trying to go.
I crossed to your side with that take. I crossed to your side with that take.
Every take he always has is there's always going to be somebody that will come better. All of a sudden, Nate Dogg's off limits.
No.
Did you like King Disease 1 or 2 better? You were a big fan of 1, I know.
I really like 1 a lot.
I think this one was better. But I didn't go back and listen to the first one though. I haven't heard it.
I don't have enough of an opinion to have a preference.
Both are pretty solid. I don't know if I can choose one. Both are pretty solid.
It's hard for me to really choose. But I'll just say this one because this is the one I'm listening to now.
Yeah, him and Hit Boy got something, man. They got a hella crazy chemistry the way they put these projects together.
They do. They do seem to be like a dynamic duo out here.
Yeah, I heard them talking about it. They said just be them in the studio too, like nobody else, just them locked in. And I appreciate shit like that because I can, like, if you ever did some type of rap, you didn't been in them settings where it's just you and the producer or you and the engineer. It's like the cook-up is just different to me. You really locked in, ain't no distractions, ain't no whole bunch of people in the studio.
Yeah.
You just knocking some shit out. It's dope.
Makes sense. Do you put any stock in that being like a real shot at Kanye? That's the stuff I was seeing.
Oh yeah, that little clip, he was definitely taking shots at. He said specific things that Kanye did. I'm not walking around with a mask, ripping down arenas, having all these people come to the studio to do tracks. It's just me. It's been me and Nas locked in that joint for months, and we knocked this shit out. Like you directed specific things that Ye did.
No, it was clearly about Kanye.
Yeah.
I when I heard it, I didn't take it as like, I didn't think he said it in a salty way. To me, it was him explaining I'm about to sound dumb smart right here. The juxtaposition of Kanye doing his thing and what him and Nas did. I didn't think it sounded like
maybe.
Like,
but I can see if I was, it's like, oh, all right, I see what y'all.
Yeah,
I see what point you're trying to make right now. I'm saying that about me, but
certainly could see somebody taking it.
Especially when Kanye did the album with Nas a few years ago and it didn't do so well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Didn't work with Ye. He's supposed to be the super great producer, but
that's actually
Hit Boy. He made 2 classics, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, probably so, but I mean, I don't think none of it ever. I don't feel like anybody can really go with Kanye. I just feel like I mean, come on, just you don't need more than that. Like you gotta be like super big to go with Kanye. Like
Hit Boy's pretty big though.
I mean, he is, but he's a peon compared to Kanye. Just in
So wild.
I don't know if I call him a peon. Maybe as an artist.
Seriously.
Maybe as an artist, but as a producer, I think you can
he's a
talk
huge
about him as
producer,
one of the
but
greats.
overall, it just who knows Hit Boy over Kanye? You know what I'm saying? Like
But I think that plays
it's a lot of
we know
people.
Kanye as an artist too.
But it's a
if
lot of
Kanye
people-
was strictly a producer, I think you could,
The only people who follow Hit Boy would know what the fuck he just said about Kanye. Nobody who, you know what I'm saying, is not anybody who really fucks with Kanye. Even Hit Boy wouldn't even be on their radar. Like that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's not true because Hit Boy didn't post that. Somebody else was recording that and posted that. But
whatever. I'm just saying, nobody would really care about it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like you throwing stones and that David Goliath type shit. I mean, I don't know.
Hey,
It didn't work out
Boy
well
made
for your
niggas-
illustration.
Yeah,
Hit Boy
maybe not.
made niggas in Paris, bro. Hit Boy made niggas in Paris, bro. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not a big producer, but at the same
Kanye
time, I'm
been dabbling
saying
in the
you were talking
drugs.
about comparing him to Kanye. Like you throwing shots at a literal giant. You know what I'm saying? In the same industry is.
I mean, yeah.
You know, it's Dollar Tree to Walmart type shit. Like,
I think you're like underestimating how much of a big dog Hit
Dollar
Boy
Tree
is
is
too.
huge, but yeah.
But you always think we're underestimating.
What?
You always think we're underestimating.
I'm not saying
Always.
he's as great as Kanye, but you
I know what
talking
you mean,
about calling Hit Boy a peon. It's like you gotta
Compared
look
to-
at Hit Boy's track record, his resume a little bit.
I'm not saying he is. I'm telling you, like compared to you can say that about a lot of successful artists.
You got to interpret Carl. Carl's just disrespectful. Peon to him was like an elevated thing of not saying he's a nobody. He was like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
somebody.
like
He's
gave
a
him
peon.
something with that. Like, all right.
You got to interpret his
Hit Boy is
disrespect.
not a peon. He's
in
one of
real
the best
life.
producers in the game.
I'm just saying, compared to my brother. Compared to, that's
Okay.
it.
There wasn't that much music over the last 2 weeks that I listened to, at least not new music. I've been listening to a bunch of old music the last week and a half.
Same. There's some light joints out there.
Yeah,
I watched somebody do. I mean, it's a podcast I pay attention to from time to time, but they did a snake draft of drafting the best movie soundtracks.
Oh, that's cool.
So ever since then, that's the zone I've been in. They're picking all kinds of great movie soundtracks, and of course, a lot of like the best ones were music from the '70s and stuff like that. So that's kicked off my music this week.
Yeah.
Benny had a project yesterday that I liked a lot, as I usually do.
Power Race Picasso.
I don't know how much you put into my opinion, but he had some different beats on there. You know, he does the eerie type of sounds a lot of times, but he mixed it up. I liked the different sound.
Yeah.
Rap style was the same, of course.
Right,
but
right.
The music sounded a bit different, I thought.
Yeah.
So, your boy Wale dropped.
Yeah.
Single.
Dropped
Dirty
the single.
South. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yellow Beezy, Maxwell Cream.
Very odd features.
I think you're wrong on this one.
It's not odd.
I think you're just wrong on this one.
Well, it's a
Because I haven't been
I don't
the
really
biggest
like
Wale guy recently, but I thought this song was fire.
It's hard.
Most thought the same. I played it around Max last night. We were playing FIFA. He's like, yo, who is this joint? It's like, oh, that's the third opinion, right? It's 3 out of 4 right now.
You saying it don't make sense. They use Still Tipping, right? They use Still Tipping sample, Houston-based record.
I don't
so
have
you're
a
gonna
sample
use
for today anymore.
So you're gonna use oh my bad. I thought it was pretty obvious.
You're
sample,
good.
boy.
I
My
didn't
bad.
catch it, and he did last night. I was like, oh shit, I'm using that.
Yeah,
we're gonna play it for you later.
So you use Yellow Beezy and Maxwell Cream, both from Houston and Dallas. They're Texas artists, young Texas artists. It just makes
Yellow
sense.
Beezy.
It all makes sense.
They could have found somebody better than that. I don't know.
I could have taken the second Wale verse and left Beezy.
Yeah,
out.
right.
But it sounded good. It was cool. It was
But
a cool song.
I like the beat. I'm not saying the song's trash. It's just
That is what you said
He
yesterday.
did.
I said this ain't that, ain't it? I did say it was
You said
trash.
I'll never
I did
listen
say
to
it was
this again.
trash.
Ha ha ha. H-A-H-A-H-A.
Yeah, I'll never listen to that song again. It's not that good. I think the hook's pretty weak. There's nothing that pulled me to it except for the fact I'm like, oh well, it's the Still Tipping shit. That's cool, but that's not how I want to hear it. I will never listen to that shit again. I mean, it's good valiant effort.
Did you tell us what the song of the week was or whatever you called it earlier? Did you ever tell us?
Oh, I haven't said it yet.
Enter it now.
Music. We had a music portion of the
Yeah,
pod.
let's hear it now.
Oh, the song of the week is No Cap. I forgot.
Ain't that a rap?
Yeah, No Cap.
Song of
That's
the
the
week
name.
we don't know the name of.
Yeah.
It was so good that
I forgot it.
he doesn't remember the
Oh,
name.
it's vaccine. Vaccine. Yeah. Vaccine. That's just fire, bro. No cap, bro.
I
I'm
ain't
telling
heard
you.
it, so I ain't got no judgment for it. But
You didn't listen to it?
nah, I didn't hear it.
Then why you tell me that? What you said? So
I think you did
I
because y'all
shared
were
it.
arguing in the chat about it. Yeah, you said it sounds the same. Or
Oh,
do
that was
something
that record.
different or
I
whatever.
ain't remember the artist or the name of the song for real.
No
after I
cap,
heard it.
bro. Yeah,
I never thought about that
back-
song after I listened to it.
I don't remember. I thought it was cool when you shared it.
This is
You remember?
dumb.
Oh yeah,
All right.
it's pretty generic for the times.
Well, I say it's the hottest song of the week because that's like a literal statement. It was #1 trending on YouTube all week, regardless of what y'all say about what that means.
I like it's funny how YouTube is your barometer for what's good.
I mean, it should be for a lot of things because it's worldwide. It's very easy to judge. I'm just saying.
Tell us your opinion, man. We don't care about
I mean-
defensive YouTube.
I'm just saying. This is super logical.
Do you need? Let me ask before you start. Do you
Yes.
need to see the stats to clarify something that's good for you?
No, not at all. 'Cause
All right.
Lil Papa doesn't have those kind of stats.
All right.
So, and I told you all the time that his music is great. That doesn't define anything
Just
for
making
me.
sure,
but that
'cause you be
solidifies
bringing
it.
that up like that solidifies
It's
what you're
statistics.
saying.
It's,
like that-
it's the
still
same
not-
thing as me saying Aaron Rodgers threw 50 touchdowns. It's a statistic. It's a number that I can involve with my opinion that is not biased. It is a fact. That's something that's
It's
it.
not the same thing as
I'm just saying it's
football
something
stats,
that I
for
can.
sure.
It can be universally used. Everybody can see this and judge it off of that. But
It's
other than that,
only a fact of popularity.
yeah, whatever.
It's not
But
it's
that's
still
fine.
an opinion that
Yeah,
you like
you-
the song. or
Right,
not.
it doesn't mean that it's right. That at that point, it's your opinion based on the music. But this is what it is, and it's not. He's not like a wildly popular artist. Again, y'all probably never really heard of No Cap
I heard of
before.
He raps with Polo G.
He might have done it. So he might have a song.
I heard that
I
name
thought
before.
I've seen his name.
I think
on
he's
features,
more like
but
in
I
the
don't know.
NBA camp. So I mean, but I mean, I think
Summer League.
No. I think he's a really interesting artist, man. I think he got a lot of potential. Like, of course, he give you some future vibes, but I mean, with a little bit more pain in it. And then, honestly, man, he's like the new age type lyricist. The dude got some deep metaphors that are like really, really dope. And I think it's.
What do you mean by
somebody-
this new age lyricist thing?
I don't know if we got time.
I'm just saying he
Might
mixing
not.
in
We're gonna have
with
to cut,
the.
This is
we're gonna have
such
to
an
cut
interesting-
sports if we
the
do.
melodies-
word something.
No, melodies with the bars and stuff like that mixed into it, also wrapped into like your pain and stuff like that's kind of like the new age lyricist that we're getting. I mean, like I said, he got some. If you really listen to what he's talking about,
I actually don't hate
he
that.
he has some deep metaphors in his shit that make you think, and you gonna go back and listen to the record and say, "Oh, I didn't know he was that really is that's a bar." Like I'm telling you, No Cap is really spitting No Cap, like for real. Like just saying, if you do a deep dive on the shit, you be like, okay, this dude really putting a lot of thought into what he's saying. He not, of course, he giving you that young nigga type flexing type things, but at the same time, he really got some deep shit that he talking about. At least on the records that I've heard. So I'm a fan at this
too
point.
easy.
At this point, I am. I think, like I said, Vaccine, hottest record of the week. Hottest record of the week. It's super dope.
Cool.
Super dope.
It's cool.
Give it a listen, dog.
I'll have to listen again.
Yeah.
Let's drop.
I do want.
Melly, yeah.
Well, hold on. Off of that song though. So your response when he shared that song was something like
More of the same.
more of the same. All right.
But I don't get that though.
Hold on.
Yeah, for some reason you think all the Florida artists sound different. Or something.
When you shared that Meek snippet
Right.
that we didn't like, he's trying to do the sing song like everybody else. Was my take from it.
Yeah.
And it don't sound like
weird
right.
that. What is the difference between No Cap doing something that you said it sounds similar to the rest of like the current music and what Meek did on his snippet that you thought was fire?
That's a good point.
I thought it just sounded good.
Do you think there's a difference between those two things, though? Or
It's
you
still
make
in
no
that generic
distinction?
lane of songs, yeah. It's not like it's nothing that stands out more than what everybody else is doing. I wouldn't say that.
But it's like, at what point is it like really different? Because, all right, you listen to Benny, but it's not like he is breaking the mold or nothing, or doing something that we've never heard or anything like that. This is the Locks. It's something on repeat. Like, this is something that is not anything different. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
what do you mean?
Not
Like,
really present in the current landscape.
Yeah,
of
it's
music.
far
I guess,
few
but it's
between
nothing
these
new.
days.
at the same time, that's what I'm
Nobody's
saying. So what are we asking for?
Something different. It's a change of pace. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking. We've never seen this done before.
You're Mr. Future and Evolution. You think it's supposed to stay like this forever?
But if I'm spending half of my day, I get up to go to work, put on my music, and I'm listening to Kid Leroy, Rod Wave. I'm listening to this type of sing-song stuff. Throw on a Benny album for a half an hour, and it's just like I'm listening to a different kind of music. It's just a change.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that, but I'm just saying it's nothing different from what we heard before, though. That's all I'm saying. Like,
what's No Cap doing that we haven't heard before?
I'm just saying he's mixing it in. Like, it's a lot like Future. But at the same time, he's giving you different perspective. He's like I said, his Future pretty much with more metaphors, like. And more bars and more thought, more pain put into his lyrics.
Yeah, but you're saying Benny's not doing anything that hasn't been done before. I asked you what has not been done before, and you said
I'm not
he does it
saying.
similar to Future.
I'm not saying that. That's where you're getting me incorrect at. I'm saying, like, what are we when he's asking for people to do something new? What are you asking for? Because that's what he said.
You're responding to a different question.
That's what I was saying to begin with. Is what are you asking for people to do something new? And this is. Well, who's doing something new? That's what I'm asking. Who's doing
it's not
that?
on me to decipher that. That's not on me to decipher that. It's the artist that's going to do something different. We'll know when we hear it. We'll never know what it is until we hear it.
But
that's how it's always happened.
Really
Kanye
different?
came in there. It always a heartbreak. Like, what the fuck is this? He did something.
But is it ever really different? Because it's always an inspiration behind something. So is it ever really different? I'm gonna pull from this and I'm gonna add my own to it. And somebody's always gonna say this is like that. This is like that. Is it ever really different? It's always going to be pulled from somewhere. It's nobody out here that's just completely Big Bang Theory making something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. That's what are you asking? What are we asking for? That's what I want to know.
Under the sun. But like you say all the time, shit evolves. Somebody adds something different to it. Somebody does it a different way.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's no cap, though.
Like, but I don't like. You keep saying that's no cap. He's saying the same shit that all the other people in this lane are saying.
And I can tell you're not listening if that's your perspective, though.
But if it sounds the same and you're talking about street shit, it's not much difference there to me.
I mean, you didn't listen to what he was saying.
Okay.
That's what I would tell you at that point is that you didn't listen to what he was saying in that song.
I think y'all just like who you like and you don't like who you don't like. Because
that's fair enough.
Your response. I agree with what you're saying in general. Like that does make sense to me. I thought that was a good answer. But like we constantly are in the discussion about the baby, and you're like, why does having the same sound a problem? But then when the discussion is flipped, like on a different artist that you don't like, and it's like same shit. Give me something different.
But no, my answer to that is who else sounds like the baby when he raps? Nobody does. The baby sounds like the baby.
Okay.
So it's like, you can't compare him to somebody else in this generation that sounds like the baby. You don't. When he comes on the track, that's the baby. Nobody else sounds like that. Okay. That's the difference.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, even when he's doing the singing thing, it still sounds like the baby singing. It's like, his voice is his voice. You know what I'm saying? But when you're doing the high-pitched, like, young guy, generic singing, it's kind of going to fall insane. Like, yeah, you might have a different story than the next person does, but y'all talking about generally the same street shit. You just come from a different neighborhood than he do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like...
I mean, that's all music, though, across the board. They all talking about generally the same thing.
That's the whole point.
But I'm saying, who's doing something different?
Make it sound
that's
different.
What I'm saying.
Do it different way. I don't know what it is.
Even your favorite artist is not doing something different. That's what I'm saying. They took it from somewhere. Even the baby isn't new. It might not be across in this generation, but you can still compare it to something that we've already seen before. It's nothing new. It's pulled from something else. It's Busta Rhymes. It's Ludacris.
You can't pick somebody from the past that sounds like the baby.
I just gave you two people.
What, Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes, Ludacris.
He don't sound like the baby though. They don't sound like the baby.
It's not inspiring to him, or these guys.
Visually, yes. We talking about the music.
It's somebody that you can easily compare to. To me.
He kept saying the music, and you just kept with your point. Do you have a response to that?
I'm talking about the music, bro.
I
The
think
song. You can't play a song from the past like, the baby sound like this rapper.
I mean, it's a lot of songs like that. You can't play a song from the past. The music evolves sonically anyway, so it's not going to sound the same. That's a completely different topic.
Do you have something specific in mind that sounds similar between Ludacris and the baby? Or Busta Rhymes? Those are two people that you know.
I mean, just I don't know, like Move Bitch type thing. It's like a little baby type track. Or the baby type track. It's just different beats. I don't know. It's a different time, so it's hard for me to compare it exactly. But Ludacris had those bubblegum type beats that he used to rap on and shit like that. That sounds the same as what the baby would. To me, it's very similar type artists, especially the way they put emphasis on words when they speak and stuff like that or rap. So
Safety.
No, it's not. He got out there. But yeah, I mean, to me, you can always directly pull something from somewhere and say, like I said, again, it's just the whole point is who's actually doing something new. They add what they do. They pull from somebody else and add what they can to it.
That's what makes it new.
Right. So, I mean, you can't tell me that No Cap, what he's doing is the same as everybody else. You can't, because at that point, you're not listening.
Okay. I mean, I still agree. I feel like it's the same as everybody else. He doesn't stand out to me, but you got a different connection to him, obviously.
Clearly he does, though. I mean, he's going to. I think you'll see a lot more of somebody like No Cap in the future. And I think a year from now or 2 years from now, you'll have a completely different opinion about it. I think that's fair to say.
I don't know.
Right now, I think you'll be like,
I think he's just probably one of the new hot ones right now.
You probably thought that about Lil Baby when he dropped. Or when we had that conversation about how I told you Lil Baby could rap on a track with J. Cole or Drake and stand out. And at that time, it seems outlandish. But when we actually hear it and we get it, and it's like, okay, well, he was the best rapper on those songs.
But Lil Baby has gotten drastically
close to it.
Lil Baby has gotten drastically better since when he first came out, though. Like you can hear the difference in his rapping.
As a lot of people do, like over the course of time as they grow. So I'm just saying, watch out. That's all I'm saying.
I stand by what I said. Y'all got different views on what you like, and we have the debate over and over and try to find like an actual reason why the other person's right or wrong, and there isn't one. Anytime we don't like something that Carl likes, he tells us that it's creative and shit.
And my thing,
we can't argue with that. And anytime we like something, we say the talent, the skill level is so elite. And you're like, yo, I don't give a fuck. It just is what it is. We don't like the same music. Right. We don't like the same music.
But no, I like some of that stuff though. So it's not like I'm not saying that's a bad song by No Cap. I'm not saying it's a bad song at all. I'm just saying it doesn't like, oh shit, it's like it doesn't
not impressed.
It doesn't spark something and be like, oh shit, I gotta hear more of this. It's like, all right, she's giving me more of the same. There's nothing that stands out.
Did you listen to the whole song? Because it switches at the end. He does a solo with like guitar strings at the end. It's super different from what you'll hear from any other rapper.
All right.
I'm just saying, it's no drums or nothing. He's just sitting there singing or doing his little rap sing type thing. It's dope. And like I said, he has some little bars mixed in there that's like super deep. And I just caught one the other day that I'm like, that's hard. I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna wait till you can, because I can't say it how he said it. It's deeper when he, what I'm saying. So I'm not gonna say what the bar is, but he got some deep shit that'll catch you later on. I'm just saying. Okay. Watch out for these new guys that you think just because they face tatted up or they got grills in their mouth that they don't give a fuck about what they saying in these rap songs and stuff like that. And they don't put a lot of thought into what they saying. I'm just most of them might. Most of them might not. But it's a lot of them out there that
reminds me of that clip I seen Lil Baby. He was getting interviewed by somebody and they was talking to him about doing that last Drake feature he did. And he was like, he was trying to get him to do a new song or something. And he was like, I gotta take my time and write down and think about what I'm gonna say with these. He's like, I usually don't do that. Like every other song I ever do, I just go in the studio, just freestyle. Whatever I come on top of my head, I just say it. Because like when I get on a song with Drake, I gotta make sure my words is, saying what I want to say and da 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 da, because I know this song gonna be everywhere. It's like That tells you right there where everybody, a lot of these, I feel a lot of people do what Lil Baby does. They just step in the booth and say whatever pops up in their head.
That's a fact.
Not much thought or much intricate details going into making the song. They go in there and just rap and lay it down on a hard beat.
That's every guy I don't listen to. Like,
but you listen to Lil Baby. We love Lil Baby.
But for the most part, his albums are very good, like conceptually. Like he has thought put into each song.
Yeah.
And his concepts and he stick through
songs sound good, but when you hear the artist say that I go in the booth and don't think about what I'm rapping, I just rap.
I don't think maybe he does that for people's features, but the album, like, I didn't get that on my
turn. So you're saying he lying about what he said?
No, I'm just saying maybe he does that on his features. Somebody like Roddy Ricch, you can clearly tell that he does that, but you can see that Lil Baby puts more thought into his music than somebody like Roddy Ricch does. It's cohesive.
He said out his own mouth he don't.
I'm just
unless he's doing the Drake.
You can listen and hear, bro. I'm just saying, like you might hear some bad verses, but I mostly gravitate to rappers who speak from pain. So it's a different concept. Lil Baby doesn't do that. So that's kind of what my field is like. So like, you know, it's true, or it's they really putting thought into what they words, because it's just their life, what they live. So that's what I gravitate to.
I really, really strongly would like to have this discussion about like being lyrical. Mm-hmm. Vulnerability, passion, whatever you want to call it. I want to have that discussion more next week when we got time.
Well, I mean,
I think we need to. I think we all have a little bit different opinion on what that means and stuff, but I think that'll be a good discussion. We had mentioned it kind of before we started recording.
Right,
today,
yeah, with the conscious type rappers and shit.
I really want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, because to me, it's, yeah, you know, like I said, I feel like people are so dismissive of these people just because they pass judgment on them when they see them visually. Like, it's, oh, this guy got to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he but at the same time,
I'm not saying that at all.
But I mean, let's do
for
the majority.
Let's do it next week.
All right, yeah.
I don't want to respond and it's going to open up the full thing. Let's do it next week. I think we can have a really good discussion on that, and we can kind of plan it throughout the week to try to keep it really specific or whatever.
That's a fact. But if you want to hear that No Cap song, for some reason it's not on streaming platforms. It's only on fucking YouTube. So you got to go to YouTube to check it out. But it's called Vaccine. Like I said, it's got a little 2-parter on it, so it's dope. It's dope.
No Cap, Vaccine.
Yeah.
We really got like 5 minutes before the samples. So whatever y'all want to talk about.
I mean, what? That's why you can't hit in no sports like that.
Or we quick hit the sports.
Preseason, my Patriots is looking good.
I didn't think so. Kev got ragdolled by Chase Young.
That was one play. Come on.
Bro, what game changer play in a real game?
I got it. We got the ball back. We got the ball back. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the left tackle, is that the starter?
He got
hey, bro, it's Chase. It was literally like the third snap of the game. Like,
that's even worse.
Give us some time out here, bro. We talking about.
Just say, is Chase Young gonna win defensive MVP, or is my man just?
He might.
Well, if my man was just soft.
We talking about Chase Young. Like,
yeah, he is a number one.
He's a fucking beast. What we talking about?
Just saying.
It's like if some bum that got through the line like that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, bro. It looked pretty bad. But your boy Mac Jones, he looked all right out
consistent.
there.
He looked pretty consistent and efficient. Like I kind of.
They trying to give my man the keys already on the media and shit. Like,
of course. They
say, oh, would you start Mac Jones over Cam Newton? He looked pretty
like
good.
That no more.
Yeah,
people been in camp, wrote off Cam, so of course they're gonna go with Mac Jones, a new rookie, new face. He looks like he fits.
A lot of people been saying like, should Mac Jones start?
Oh, just the question.
Yeah, that's been a debate.
I thought you said somebody said that. Like
just on shows and stuff like no,
gotcha,
definitely not. Bill saying that Cam's a starter, but
yeah, he will be.
We'll see.
He will be. Boy, Jono looking like he about to be a problem this year. That boy is a playmaker, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I think we might have one of the best linebacker cores in the league right now. Boy, Judon, Van Noy, and my boy big motherfucker Hightower. Come on, bruh. We coming. Solid linebacker core right there.
Hightower was really good.
That's a solid group.
Van Noy he's okay. You ain't gonna hype this guy up like he's some kind of all-pro player.
He's consistent.
He's decent. And Judon, he's a decent 8 sack guy a year. He's not no fucking Blazer.
That's pretty good.
He's a decent player.
Yeah.
He's a decent player. But that can come on, bro. In the NFL or in your division. Say in your division.
In the league, bro. I think our defense is back. Our defense is really fucking solid on all 3 levels.
I would tell you that
this year.
Huh?
They opted in this year.
Yeah, they came back. Hightower, one of the main ones that came back.
Look, TJ Watt alone is better than that entire group put together. So that's what I'm saying. So stop. Stop it, bro.
Yeah, I like to see them slide him on the side of the ball by himself and get through.
No, you can't. Just saying, bro.
But yeah, that's it. Looking good. First game.
Yeah, well, look, I'm ready to get the season kicked off.
Yeah, me too.
I'm ready for us to cut this weight with the fucking, and go ahead and put those 37 guys or whatever you got to cut from each team, and probably, at least probably 20 each from each roster. We'll be working at a finish line or something.
You're like, this is the cutting the fat process, bro.
I mean, I love watching
cutting
it.
down the roster for the season.
I'll watch everything except for the last preseason game. Because then nobody who actually is going to make the roster is going to play. There's all guys who are going to be, like I said, working at finish line next week. So, I mean, I don't know. Look,
wait for the season.
I'm ready to get it kicked off because I'm thinking, I was a little, skeptical, about what the Steelers would do going forward. I didn't know. But I think we're going to have a good year, man. I think it's going to be big.
Good. We're excited for you.
We might start off undefeated again.
Yeah.
You want to do that? And like you did last year?
Everybody starts undefeated.
10-0.
All right. Well, we're really out of time, and thank God we are, because I can't do any more Steelers talk.
I barely got into it.
I know, but
I didn't even say anything.
No, you almost had a full episode of Doing Good. We opened it up for sports topics. Somehow that was interpreted as, what do you think the Steelers are going to do this year? But I guess I'll blame Moss a little bit because he started with the Patriots.
Right.
As soon as he mentioned the Patriots, this guy has to respond. So
he's talking about the best linebacking core and all of this craziest. What?
Yeah. All right. Time constraints. This is great. Fantastic. We appreciate y'all listening. Episode 111 was a good one.
Maybe
good
best special team.
We'll be back next week.
Yep.
Fuck the Steelers. Nobody cares.
Maybe best long snapper.
If you're listening to the audio, samples are coming. You too. Peace out.